answer these questions, and then we're going to go over some safety precautions because I know y'all going to be ridiculous. Okay, you ready? It says, how do you cultivate intention in your creative process, and how does it influence the themes and messages in your work and music? I tend to write things that I actually have to say unless the intention is in the sound. So if it's lyrical, then I usually really do have to say this in some way, shape, or form, and that's how I write it. But sometimes a lot of what went into Crash was me feeling like I had to be intentional with the sound of things, because it was less about having things to say and it was more about like, it's time for me to switch the swag up of the, where the fuck did that come from? You just do that? On my peripheral, it looked like you opened your jacket. But yeah, if it's sonically, then it has to be more carefully crafted with like the producers and the artists who are responsible for things like that, and we get to like build this cool little world together. So. Dream artist to collaborate with, old or new school? I would love to do a song with Stevie Wonder. What has been your most memorable moment on tour? My daughter came on stage the other night and like she danced for the first time. Usually she's like a little like overstimulated, so she wears like noise cancellation headphones because everything's just too loud and the lights are too much and there's too many people. But like she got some major confidence boost in LA and like was really like fucking it up. Like y'all should go find the video. She's really on stage like between all the people you collaborated with, who musically challenged or inspired you the most? Maybe James Blake. I didn't know what he was gonna do when I went over to his house and I played him a bunch of different songs on It Was Good Until It Wasn't, and he picked Grieving, which was like what I secretly hoped that he would pick. And to watch him kind of hop on something that necessarily wasn't his specific world, but like was his world adjacent, and watch him do something that was like his bag on it was really, really cool to me. He was very inspiring for me. What's your favorite part about doing the meet and greet / Q&A with the fans? Probably meeting people that are telling me like they've been listening to me for like 12 years or some shit like that. And like they listened to me in middle school and now they're like adults with kids, or like, you know, some shit like that, where they're like, yeah, they showed me a picture from when they were like 12 or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? Or there's like, there were some girls who, when I used to bring little kids on stage in my first tour, like now I'm meeting them as like grown-ups with crop tops and makeup on and wigs on. And it was like, remember you ran me on stage with my mom? And I'm like, what the fuck? What advice would you give to someone who's working on their own growth and healing? Just be gentle on yourself, because if you think somebody got it, they don't. Like, I just want you to know that nobody got it. Like, I don't know a single person who just 100% has their shit together. Like, even the people you idolize and look up to and you think they got their shit together, they really fucking don't. Everybody's going through something and everybody got some shit. So be gentle on yourself and don't compare your journey to anybody else's, because it's always going to change, and somebody else always got their own shit that they got going on. So going through your Saturn return. Where the hell you at? That was a part of that question. What's a lesson or something you learned? Honestly, my favorite thing I learned in my Saturn return was that if I tell myself I'm in my Saturn return, I don't bang as hard. Because I'm telling myself this is just the part of my life where I'm supposed to be learning this shit in a very harsh way. So if you're in it, we almost done, y'all. It's over, MA, right? If you haven't gone through it, as you're going through it, just keep telling yourself these are what these 3 years are for, and just surrender to it, and just like go through it and let yourself just be smacked left and right, and just, I often compare it to like when you fall off your board when you're surfing and you know for a fact you're about to get held underwater for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and it's about to be a little scary, but you just gotta hold your breath and kind of let it smack you around, and you'll know you'll be able to come up for air. So just like let yourself be in the washing machine for a second, let it smack you, and then you come up and you'll be fine. When you were making Crash, what song made you say, damn, this album is gonna be good? I'm not gonna lie, 8. It might have been 8. Yeah. The album was a completely different album before this. It was a lot softer and more alternative. And then we made 8 in the Dominican Republic, and I remember that being like a turning point to when the songs felt like they got more pinpointed to whatever the sound of Crash was gonna be. And 8 just felt like, okay, this feels like some me shit, but like some future-ish me shit. What inspired you to create Wwe Way 2 rather than a Crash Deluxe? I'm not really like a deluxe girl. I feel like I made the album, that's what I wanted to make. I made the album that I wanted to make, and I packaged it, and I put the amount of songs I wanted to put on there. It was the story I wanted to tell. So making a deluxe, to me, oftentimes, no shade to people who make deluxes, but sometimes it just feels like a cop-out for more streams. And it's become like a robbed. It used to be really cool, and now it's become this like, for the next 8 days, I'm gonna drop 8 different deluxe versions with 50 extra tracks on it because we gotta get this #1 thing, and I'm just really not that person. So I wanted to make something else, and I wanted to make something that felt really true to me and something that was easy for me to do, and Wwe Way 2 just felt natural, so we made it in a couple weeks in my back house in our pajamas, and it just came out. Thank you. How did you start making music as someone who wants to start but doesn't know how? What tools did you use to perfect your craft? Ooh, start making music? I don't even remember. But I started just singing before I started making music. So I was in school for music, and then I was in a band for 5 years, and we just did covers. So I actually didn't make a single song until I was already singing songs live for 5 years. So by the time I started making music, I was familiar with how I wanted to sound, how I wanted to perform, most importantly, how I wanted to feel on stage, and like what kind of songs I wanted to be singing on stage. How to start? Work with your friends. I think working with people that you actually already know and already trust and already have a good bond with, you're like more inclined to be open and be comfortable in the room because you can hear in the music when you're shy and you're holding back and you don't feel comfortable in the space. So work with your friends and really have fun, because you can also hear when you're not having fun and you're not impressed with what you're making. So if you like what you're doing and you're having fun, then you'll find the right people to like it. Would you ever do a throwback tour? I want to do that so bad, y'all. I want to do that so bad. But I obviously can't plan it while I'm like on a tour. I have to like get these shows out the way and like let it breathe for a second. But I really want to do like a mixtape, like a week of like all my tapes at the same venue, and like each night you pick what night to hear what mixtape that you want to come to, and it's like intimate. I think that'd be cool. It'd probably be hard to figure out which one you want to go to for like all my music, but then come to every night. What's your favorite astrological placement that you have? I ain't got no Virgo on my chart. Psychos. This says favorite astrological placement that I have. I like being Taurus, but I like my Aries Venus. I feel like it's loud. It's fun. She's a fiery girl. She's a rocket ship. You know, I fuck with her. I'd probably take it away if I could, but I still fuck with her. I can't go around and show my daughter half the places I used to be anymore, where I used to hang out, even where I used to live, things like that. But I do miss the aspect of culture and politics and like those blending in seamlessly, because you don't really get that. I didn't really recognize how rich we were in that until I started traveling and going on tour as a young adult, and I would go places and like the levels of like closed-minded and very like black and white thinking and like non-cultural spaces. And to me, this is normal. How we are is completely normal, just like it probably is to all of you guys. And I'm getting culture shocked, you know, traveling across the country and being like, oh, like, I have to actively, it's crazy to you that my uncle took me to Pride when I was 5, or like, everybody in my class is hella mixed, or like, my parent is this and this other parent is this. Like, it didn't make sense to people, so I miss having that aspect. What tattoo means the most to you? I have a portrait of my father on my leg right here, and that is my favorite. I will show you, but then I gotta lift my pants up.
Go ahead.
What do you think Blue Water Road Kehlani would think of Crash Kehlani? You know, I don't ever think I think no matter how many eras I had, I don't think any of them are not present when the other one is there, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think Crash Kehlani didn't exist when I was making Blue Water Road, and vice versa. Blue Water Road me hasn't gone anywhere while making Crash Me. I've always been as fun and expressive and ridiculous and a bit loud and a bit like crazy while I was still making Blue Water Road, just as if now I'm still spiritual and grounded and like open-minded and as sweet as, you know, Blue Water Road. So I would say I've probably been the same probably my whole music making life. Before that I was a child, so hopefully I'm different now, but I would say they're all present. But I think that she would just think it was tight that I'm doing shit like this for sure. Favorite way to decompress? I be watching hospital shows. I don't know if that counts as decompressing, because sometimes it's a little stressful, but that's all I really watch for real. I love your story. You're one courageous individual. Would you ever write a memoir? I'm working on it, but I also have really shit memory. So like I have to really sit with multiple people who were around for multiple years in my life and fact check and be like timeline wise, like when the fuck did this happen? Because they know I've had the same people around me forever. They'll be able to tell me, but I really have to go through it like month by month of every year because I can really write like 5 books at this point. What is 1 or 2 lessons you learned while creating the Crash album? To play more and experiment more. We played a lot. I had producers in wetsuits surfing in San Diego who like didn't want to take their chains off, and then they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna put on these beat up wetsuits and like splash around and look like idiots for the next 3 hours." And they stayed in the water for like 6 hours. I couldn't get them out the water, so it was really cool to see the effect of like play and fun and joy in art with people who take this like really serious. And the other one was probably just to like get some rest in between a lot of those times of making that album. I didn't try to like burn myself out and like work day and night and day and night. I made sure in between the little breaks of each place we made the album, I like intentionally rested so I could like recalibrate my creative energy. What's your least favorite at first, but now one of your top favorite songs to perform? You know, I'm a Taurus, so I'm fickle, so I don't know if that ever changed. I don't know if I had one that I hated and now I loved it. If I hate performing it, I'd probably kick it off the set. Crazy got booted real quick. Woo, thank you. Thank you for clapping. I've never seen that song again. Yeah, but yeah, you've seen it, right? That could go. Thank you. Right, I'm over it. You know what? Actually, I'll answer. Okay? I hated performing gangsta.
Really?
I hated it. I was over it. But on this tour, the version that we do with the distraction mix and to the little mini gangsta thing, like, I actually like it now. I used to hate it, okay? When everything is said and done, what do you want your fans to remember you as, or what legacy do you want to have left? I really want people to know that you can do this shit your own way. I think I'm a really prime example of shit just being unorthodox. Like there was so many times, like no bullshit. I was told I wasn't supposed to ever be able to play something like this. I remember when I was told I would never play Oracle. I remember playing the New Parish and being like, well, I'm gonna play New Parish for the rest of my life, or I might make it to like the Fox Theater. And then I remember playing the Fox Theater over and over again for Tsunami Christmas and being like, this about to be the venue I play every time I come home. I'm playing the Fox Theater in Oakland. So I think to be able to get here, and I don't have the same journey as everyone. I can't tell you the last time I've charted majorly, or there's been some major spike in the amount of attention I get online or the internet or things like that, be it for my music. And to be able to come and do some shit like this in my hometown is priceless, and I can't express how crazy I am. here, I hope you know that you can do it, and you also don't have to fit any kind of mold. You can create one. So that's that on that. That's all my questions. We're gonna go over some safety precautions. Okay? I'm from here. We be drunk. Y'all be drunk, yeah, because we be drunk. We're gonna go to after party after this and be drunk. What I want y'all to do is go drink some fucking water. Before this, it's gonna be a long night. Y'all been here for a really long time. Y'all been standing outside. I want y'all to go get your water. I want y'all to go use the bathroom. You guys have the privilege of being here right before everybody else gets in here, so go run and do that. Especially before you get some liquor, because I feel bad when people pay their hard-earned money to come have a night with me, and then we gotta get them pulled over the barricade because y'all passing out or y'all yakking or some shit. You take a birthday shot. I'm gonna have a little situation on my next to my piano later. I'll see if I remember that. Wherever you're gonna be. Okay. Oh, you're gonna be at the party. Okay, that's better. I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna do that on the stage, but I love y'all. This was the show I was looking forward to the most. I mean, obviously, clearly, very much duh. But I'm honored. I'm happy to be here. Drink your water. I'll see you guys later. I love you. 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 Bye. Drink some water.